Indie Mogul.
This episode of Indie Mogul is brought to you by Friday the 13th, in theaters February 13th.
This weekend was a veritable potpourri at the box office with something for everyone. Men, women, and children were all accounted for as Hollywood scored across the board. What was the final tally? Let's find out with some movie math. Girl power was at maximum strength this weekend as female moviegoers propelled He's Just Not That Into You to the #1 spot. With 27.4 million, producer and star Drew Barrymore can thank an 80% female audience for giving her the biggest non-holiday February debut ever for a romantic comedy. Now, usually women only register at the box office at this time of year, Valentine's Day, but they're quickly becoming a demographic to be courted all year round. And recent hits The Devil Wears Prada, Mamma Mia, and Sex and the City have certainly caught Hollywood's eye, as there are plenty more chick flicks on the way, like next week's Confessions of a Shopaholic. But no matter who comes out on top next weekend, it's nice to see a queen of the box office. And coming in at #2 is Taken with 20.3 million, dropping only 18%. So far, Liam Neeson has taken 53.3 million at the US box office. Already having played in theaters across the globe, there's an excellent chance this movie will make more money in America alone than it did everywhere else. And with Taken already making more money than any of the Transporter movies, looks like Luc Besson has a new favorite action hero. #3 is quite the surprise. Coraline discovered 16.3 million, surpassing industry expectations. But since stop-motion animation rarely dominates at the box office, the successful variable must be 3D. 44% of Coraline's showings were in 3D, but those 3D ticket sales made up 70% of the total gross. And if upcoming 3D movies Jonas Brothers and Monsters vs. Aliens generate similar numbers, expect 3D cinema to evolve from the exception to the norm. As for the weekend's other new releases, while they landed lower down on the box office chart, their hauls were still none too shabby. The Pink Panther 2 debuted at #4, taking in 12 million. That's far lower than Steve Martin's first assignment as Inspector Clouseau, which opened with 20 million. But at the same time, Martin's Cheaper by the Dozen 2 opened with only 9 million, but lingered around long enough to pocket 82 million overall. Push, meanwhile, grabbed the #6 spot, wrangling 10.2 million, which, lucky for Push, was above the 6 to 8 million the industry had projected. Way to keep those expectations low, Chris Evans. Now for some eye-popping numbers. Paul Blart Mall Cop is up to 97 million. Gran Torino and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button are both up to 120 million. And Slumdog Millionaire is holding steady with just a 3% drop from last weekend, making its total so far 77 million. I saw 2 movies this weekend. I'll tell you all about them after the break.
Friday, February 13th.
The exact same thing, but completely different. You're watching Indie Mogul.
Like most women, I too saw He's Just Not That Into You, and I appreciated the movie being honest about what's happened to the dating scene. Yeah, romantic comedies have been about 50 years behind the curve, so it was very cathartic to see characters dealing with problems us modern women can relate to. But beware, I'm not kidding, this movie is honest about relationships between men and women. Brutally honest. However, on the plus side, it also featured some very charming performances from Jennifer Goodwin, Justin Long, and Ben Affleck. The other movie I saw was Taken. Everyone raves about this movie, and I can see why. It's a tight, simple thriller that goes about its business with the same efficiency Liam Neeson uses to search for his daughter. In fact, the movie, to me, had shades of Roman Polanski's Frantic starring Harrison Ford, which is also about an American searching for a kidnapped loved one in France. If you liked Taken and haven't seen Frantic, rent it. You'll enjoy it. As always, thanks for watching Movie Math, and I'll see you on Fridays. Beyond the Trailer covers Confessions of a Shopaholic, The International, and Friday the 13th. I'm Grace Randolph, and we just did some Movie Math.
Subscribe, comment, rate it.